I think it's pretty straightforward, and I'll try to make it straightforward for your viewers. But we have this great thing in America, which is we have a system where it's not illegal to run out of money. We have a system to reorganize companies. It's called the bankruptcy system. And in the case of an agency like Fannie or Freddie, it's called conservatorship. So I think Secretary Paulson did the right thing, putting them first into conservatorship so he could reorganize the companies. But he really stopped there. He didn't reorganize Fannie and Freddie. And what he should have done, what he did was he said, look, I'll protect the debt, the senior debt and subordinated debt of Fannie and Freddie, and I'll commit to fund $100 billion to keep them just above solvency. And the problem is he left institutions with a capital structure that they couldn't support. Fannie and Freddie have way too much debt versus the value of their assets.
Right.
And what we do when a private business finds itself in that circumstance is the company goes into bankruptcy, the equity holders get wiped out, the creditors end up owning the business. So if a business had $1 billion of debt and now it can support only $500 million, it comes out of bankruptcy with $500 million. The creditors give up their $500 million of debt and they end up owning the company. The company emerges with a balance sheet that can support its business. They give equity, they typically hire a new management team, and they go on with life. If you look at what happened to Fannie and Freddie, they became government agencies or government-run companies. They're no longer traded on the exchange. The equity holders, the option plans for management have been wiped out. They have too much debt. I actually saw a story on the way over here that Fannie Mae put out a filing at the end of the day saying the $100 billion is not going to be enough, and we can only sell 1 year debt. And so here's what we recommended. We said, look, Fannie and Freddie have $1.6 trillion of debt outstanding. What the government should do is, number one, you might want to combine Fannie and Freddie because they perform the same function and there are a lot of efficiencies in the combination. So make them as efficient as possible. Number two, take the $1.6 trillion of debt and convert 20% of it into equity. So you'd raise $320 billion. And then they could reemerge as listed companies on the stock exchange, and they could go back to running business as strong, well-capitalized companies. Fannie and Freddie have all the money they need. The problem is too much of it is debt and too little of it is equity, and you just need to restore the balance. And you wouldn't ever lend money to an insolvent company so it can pay interest to its former creditors. What you would do is, before you put in new equity or new investment, you'd reduce the debt so it could support the debt. And that's what they should do.